Hola a todos los directores de operaciones, responsables de mantenimiento y líderes de digitalización. Hoy abordamos un riesgo que acecha silenciosamente en el corazón de sus organizaciones. Es una amenaza que, a menudo, pasa desapercibida hasta que es demasiado tarde. We're talking about the loss of an invaluable asset, expert knowledge, that know-how that resides in the minds of your most experienced employees. When this knowledge leaves, it takes with it a vital part of operational efficiency and resilience. The departure of an employee, especially one with years of experience, is often perceived as a human resources event, perhaps even as an opportunity for renewal. However, this view is dangerously incomplete. What's really lost isn't just tools, reports, or a position on the organizational chart. Critical know-how is lost, not stored in any database. It's knowledge that can't be found in manuals or standardized procedures. This invaluable, yet fragile asset is what we call tacit knowledge. It's the essence of accumulated experience, the intuition developed over years of practice. It's not something that can be easily codified or transferred with a simple document. Tacit knowledge is fundamentally different from explicit knowledge. You won't find it in your maintenance management systems or your production databases. It's the how behind the what, the practical wisdom that keeps operations running smoothly. Its origin is purely empirical. It arises from solving complex problems, adapting to unforeseen situations, and carefully observing systems over time. It is the result of countless hours of fieldwork. The function of this knowledge is critical. It enables rapid and efficient problem resolution. It's what transforms a potentially catastrophic situation into a minor setback. It's the invisible lubricant that keeps your company's machinery running. Consider the case of Paco, a maintenance technician with 26 years of experience in substations. When Paco hears a distinctive hissing noise from a transformer, he instinctively knows it's not an oil leak. It's a minor vibration from a poorly adjusted tap. No manual describes that specific sound or its meaning. Paco learned it through years of listening, trial, and error. For him, it's a no-brainer, an intrinsic part of his job. Or consider Marisa, a production worker. She knows that if the compressor starts with the tank at 80% capacity, the next batch of containers will be defective. She knows this from experience, not from sensors or alarms. Marisa never documented this observation. For her, it was such an obvious fact that it didn't require writing. This is the distinctive feature of tacit knowledge. It is often perceived as obvious by its possessor, and therefore remains undocumented. When this tacit knowledge is lost, what was once resolved in minutes becomes a chain of errors. Efficiency plummets, and minor problems quickly escalate into operational crises. The organization's responsiveness is severely compromised. Let's imagine a real-life scenario that illustrates this vulnerability. At a water treatment plant, an operator knew that he had to manually purge a specific section every 48 hours. This was necessary even though the automated system didn't indicate it. One day, this operator was off work. No one else was aware of this undocumented procedure. As a result, the flow rate was drastically reduced and the system became unbalanced. The plant suffered a significant outage. Only then did someone ask why the operator was performing this manual purge. The response was blunt. Because I experienced it years ago, and if you don't, the system crashes. The cost of this outage was €12,000. This example underscores the critical role of tacit knowledge. It is the invisible barrier that prevents costly downtime and maintains operational stability. Without it, businesses operate in a constant state of vulnerability. The problem of knowledge loss increases exponentially with high staff turnover. In many industries, staff turnover is not a one-time event due to retirement, but a weekly occurrence. Each new addition, each departure, represents a loss of know-how. New employees, no matter how competent, lack the company's knowledge. They lack the historical memory of their predecessors. They don't know the shortcuts, the peculiarities of the machinery, or the improvised solutions that keep production running. The result is predictable, a constant repetition of errors and a significant drop in efficiency. Problems that had previously been resolved reappear, consuming valuable time and resources. The learning curve restarts again and again. Let's consider another tangible example on a packaging line. A young technician, newly hired, was covering for a colleague. He didn't know that a specific valve needed to be manually checked every 3 days. This check wasn't included in any checklist or automated. The valve failed. The production line came to a complete standstill. The direct consequence was a loss of 5,000 containers per hour. A simple problem, avoidable with the right knowledge, turned into a costly downtime. These types of incidents reveal the underlying importance of tacit knowledge. It's the invisible glue that binds all the pieces of an operation together. Without it, even the most robust systems can fall apart. There's a widespread misconception that today's digital systems capture all relevant information. Many companies believe that with a CMMS, an ERP, or digitalized manuals, they have everything under control. We have everything digitalized, they say. However, these systems have inherent limitations. They fail miserably when it comes to documenting practical experience, the know-how acquired in the field. They cannot record intuition, improvise solutions, or operational tricks. The reality in the field is revealing. It is estimated that 80% of decisions made by plant technicians are based on their experience. They don't consult the CMMS or manuals for every step. They act on instinct, based on tacit knowledge. It's a fundamental divide. On the one hand, we have data-driven, logical, and structured systems. On the other, we have the wisdom acquired through experience, which is fluid, contextual, and often illogical to those without it. Current systems don't bridge this gap. The loss of tacit knowledge is not a philosophical problem. It's a business problem with very real costs. These often hidden expenses directly impact your company's profitability and competitiveness. We're not talking about intangibles, but rather money, time, and reputation. Hidden costs include increased mean time to repair, or MTTR. When expert knowledge is lost, troubleshooting slows dramatically. Every minute of downtime translates into financial losses. There is also a constant repetition of errors. Without the historical memory that resides in tacit knowledge, the same problems resurface again and again. This generates frustration, inefficiency, and a continuous waste of resources. The efficiency and reliability of your operations are diminished. Processes that once ran smoothly are now prone to failure. Product or service quality may deteriorate, affecting customer satisfaction and brand reputation. Reactive training costs skyrocket. When an expert leaves, the company is forced to invest in training new employees from scratch. This training is often inefficient, as it lacks the depth and context that only experience can provide. Finally, a critical dependence on specific individuals arises. If only one person possesses vital knowledge, their absence, due to vacation, illness, or departure from the company, paralyzes operations. This vulnerability is unacceptable in today's business environment. A real-life case from a photovoltaic generation company illustrates this perfectly. They lost 3 days of production per month reconfiguring inverters. The reason? Knowledge of the optimal sequence was not documented. Only one of the shift managers knew this procedure. When he was reassigned, no one else could replicate the process without errors for weeks. The company suffered significant losses due to information that was obvious to one shift manager, but non-existent to the rest. The good news is that the loss of tacit knowledge isn't an inevitable fate. This problem, though complex, has a solution. We're not doomed to watch our team's know-how vanish with each departure. Today, advanced technologies allow us to capture this knowledge before it's lost. We can transform individual experience into accessible and usable resources across the entire organization. Now is the time to act. These modern solutions allow tacit knowledge to be transformed into living tokens, intelligent systems, and digital assistants. These resources are available 24/7 to anyone who needs them. They bridge the gap between individual experience and organizational wisdom. But no technology, no matter how advanced, will be of any use if we don't start with the most basic steps, recognizing the problem. Awareness is the first step towards safeguarding your company's most valuable asset. Your organization's true asset isn't just its equipment or facilities. It's the people who know how to use that equipment, how to maintain it, and how to solve problems that arise. They are the operational brains of your company. If you don't capture that know-how, you'll lose it, and with it, an irreplaceable competitive advantage. It's time to take a proactive approach. It's time to protect your intellectual capital.